But I told you, nobody tells on Diddy. Maria Z, I did that interview in 2021, 7 months ago. We made sure, I already knew that Diddy and Oprah is about to get arrested. I already knew that 7, 8 months ago. We're not talking about the victims that are still going through the shit right now with other people who are running to cover their ass and deleting their social medias. Pink, Megan Fox, Tyra Banks, Steve Harvey. Why you running?
Hey guys, so I have just become aware of a child trafficking victim who has been speaking out for years against Diddy. Her name is, let me see, her name is Allison Carter, Allison Leilani Carter. And I have this video where she is speaking out. And again, I'm just becoming aware of her, but people who have been following, this whole Diddy thing for years have known about her, and her story has not changed. And it is pretty scary when you actually start to hear the details of what has gone on. And she says that these things were not just freak offs, these were satanic orgy type of rituals. Now, we're going to get into what she has to say here, but take a look at this first. Like I said, she's been speaking out for years. I'm just becoming aware of her, but this is an affidavit that she's put out, just bits and pieces, so we don't have the whole thing. It's just kind of broken up into just small segments that she actually did. But this is if you have young ones around or anything like that, they need to be gone, and just prepare yourself. There's some really sick stuff that is in this and things that she has to say. So we're going to read this and then we'll get back to her video. So her affidavit of truth, she lists 4 people at the beginning of this. Brian Christopher Williams, aka Birdman, aka Baby. For some of you guys don't follow hip hop, he is a huge hip hop mogul. He owns a record company. There have been rumors for years of how he has groomed boys, specifically in the industry, in the rap industry. Lil Wayne, that's again, everything is a rabbit trail. That's a whole nother thing that needs to be discussed. Denzel Washington Jr. So not Denzel, but Denzel Washington Jr., which is crazy because I was just going to do a video on how Denzel was at a Diddy party back in the earlier 2000s, and he and his wife, and he got into a screaming match with Diddy and was outraged at what was happening, and actually him and his wife left and since that time, he has not wanted to be around Diddy. So, but it looks like his son, according to this, allegedly has been involved in some very dark and disturbing things. Then she lists Sean Love Combs, aka Puff Daddy, aka P Diddy, aka the Diddler Diddy. And then Giselle Amon Robinson, aka Young Jock. Young Jock is also a rapper. I believe he hosts a radio show in Atlanta and has been on reality shows recently. So here we go. The Playboy Mansion after party held in Simi Valley on or around 2009-2010 while I was in foster care. I, Allison Leilani Carter, previously known as, and she puts it a blanket and outlaw, attest under oath the following count of my and all my altered parts personal experiences to be true or accurate to the best of my knowledge regarding the Playboy Mansion party attended by Birdman, Denzel, Diddy, and Young Jock. My date of birth is February 15th, 1994, and this party was on or around. And then it's going to skip to the next part. Let me just say this really quickly. This woman has dissociative identity disorder. This is previously known as multiple personality disorder. Does not mean she is crazy. This is something that forms in children who have experienced extreme, and I mean very extreme trauma. And it is I don't want to get into all of what it is, but it is a coping mechanism that some children have in order to create other personalities to take themselves out of what is happening. The trauma is so bad, the brain starts to split into different personalities. One, maybe is a protector. One is, a mom figure, another. And this is the brain. This is the way the brain helps to try to protect the child. And it is something that is, these people are not crazy. They are just very much victimized, and this is their coping mechanism to get through all of that. So here we go. At this party, there were body cakes, which means that the kids would lie on the table and people would put food on them, and the party goers would eat off the unclothed kids. There were a lot of celebrities at this party. Once everyone was searched and inside, the DJ sounded the music and the lights flashed, signaling that everyone was in and the doors were closed. This signaled that the orgy could begin. The kids that had been brought at the party were bought to be party favors. So this is another part. Again, this is jumping around. It's just a few snippets of the different pages. Favors mean that the kids are literally set on a table and had to wait for people to come and choose them for relations. Once they were done having relations, the kids were placed back on the party favor table and someone else could come and pick them out from the table and repeat the process. I had to have relations with so many people that night, I cannot remember them all, and some of the other altars hold those memories. The altars are her other personalities. That's what they're called, altars. Partygoers went into a sexual frenzy, orgy mindset once the DJ started the music and turned on the flashing lights. There were fetishes happening everywhere, and they kind of separated them into areas where specific fetishes were happening. For instance, the fetish of having relations in red body fluid was in one area, while having relations with four-legged creatures was in another area. People were just in a crazed and I'll just say actual frenzy. When the music started, I was sitting on the party favor table. The main room was big, like a ballroom. There were outlying doors around the edges of the room. Some of the doors were shut, but you could still see the food on the relations table, the party favor table, and many other things. There were different types of actual parties happening in different areas of the house. I had to sit on the party favor table and wait to be chosen. The way someone would choose a gift bag off of a table at a birthday party. Two guys took me off the table and they brought me. Then we get to the next part. He also wore a gold chain. He was complaining that he did an hour set, meaning a musical set. He was on stage performing for an hour, but there was no one to F backstage. This comedian, Cat Williams spoke on that. This comedian broke the no backdoor rule and had backdoor with me and me anyway and just laughed. I screamed for my handler pimp. Everyone was laughing and I ended up getting in trouble. This is when I was then told to have relations on the table with the girl who was my age. They then brought in donkeys and burros, and we had to have relations with them. There were several girls that had to have relations with four-legged creatures while everyone watched. Another girl and I ended up throwing up afterward, and they rubbed our faces in each other's vomit as punishment. This is disgusting. Disgusting on every level. So that's part of what her affidavit. Now let's listen to, I'm going to play what she has to say recently about all this. But again, she's been speaking out for years and has been consistent, according to everyone I have seen is going viral. She has been consistent with her story throughout those years.
I have been screaming underwater since I was 3 months old. I went into foster care at 13, 14. We tried to do a case against Riverside County Child Protective Services because Riverside County, do you hear me? Riverside County Child Protective Services was involved in my trafficking. Can y'all still hear me? Can you just? Cool. Thank you. So, I know
on a live stream, so I just skipped that part where she's just saying, can everybody hear her on the different live streaming platforms?
never thought that we would see the day where Diddy would get arrested. And I told you guys in that Maria Z interview in 2021 that no one tells on Diddy. P. Diddy. All right? Just the same way nobody tells on Denzel Washington. People don't usually talk and stop and think about the children victims that are going through things right now as we speak, and the ones who suffered through all this bullshit. I decided to stop for a second and do some projects with projects all around, because we just said, you know what? This is our life. It's not changing. We stopped somewhere and I've been hiding. My mom and I have been hiding. We've had our head down. We've tried to back up. We've tried to tell you everything that we can, and now we have people messaging us, investigators, people that want to talk now, when now it's because it's trending. We're still not on the subject of the kids. All the adults are covering their asses. All the adults are, I left at a certain time, yet you knew children were there. you knew these parties were not okay. They weren't freak-offs. They were satanic ritual orgies. Get it straight. It wasn't just adults in these parties. The adults were responsible for the child slaves that were in the party. And one of those children were me. Now, those who are trying to come at us now, talking like, oh, well, now the Diddy's out, now that you can talk. For why? Because we tried to have a case with Child Protective Services. We gave them 8 months worth of evidence. 8 months worth of evidence. That didn't even do a crumb. They took that case and they hid it. If you are a survivor and if you are a real victim, be careful. Because these hotline numbers that they're putting out, I don't trust them. I wouldn't do it.
They take your information to see what you have.
They're taking inventory.
And then they shut it down. They're taking.
So her mother is, she's on the phone with her mother as well during this live. So that's who's speaking.
Taking inventory. So don't trust them. Don't trust the feds. Don't trust the judges. Fuck all y'all. You're all guilty. You're all corrupt. Any attorney that's taking money to defend Diddy, you're nasty and vile.
That's blood money.
That's blood money.
That's all blood money. You do know that, right? Whether you take money from him to shut up, whether you take money from him for period, that's blood money. I don't want anybody's money. Not even Lassane. And let me make something very clear. Even though it runs in my family, you can't fake your death. That shit is expensive. We don't have that money. We don't have the military involvement. We are not working with white hats. We are working with everyday people who can come out and do something when they can. Who can come out and say, I can be security when I can. Who can come and cover us when they can. But that's not all the time. Right now, we by ourselves. We can call on some angels. Yes. These are everyday people. They're not white hats. Get it straight? There's no witness protection program because how well is the Secret Service doing protecting your former president? They not even doing their damn job. Even the photographer can get the shot. And including the people that can get the shot. Let's be real. Don't do the Lassane bullshit. Don't do that either. You want to know why? Because that all circles back to the military. That all circles back to fake arrest. That all circles back to lies. And not everybody can fake their death. Even though some of y'all are sitting pretty trying to make the excuse of, oh, well, they were so evil. I was just trying to be undercover. No, bullshit. My face is out there. You little punk. My face is out there. You pussy.
No, and I see a lot of you people out there like, oh, they faked their death and they're going to come back.
No.
That's
no.
bullshit.
No.
Joan Rivers, you were up there partying with Manshell. Lassane, you were doing some dirty, vile shit. All of you. So any of these people that they're going to try to revive and prop up, bullshit.
No.
Bullshit.
You see all the people running? They're ducking and hiding because everybody knows that there is children there. But we're still not talking about the kids yet. When are we going to talk about the kids? Everybody's demanding something from the victims. Why aren't you demanding it from the news? You know he's about to turn into another Epstein, and then the list follows, and it circles back into a web. So why isn't anybody demanding any information on the kids? Huh?
Where'd that supply chain come from?
Do you think that thousands of bottles worth of baby oil was for thousands of who? $65,000 worth of hot dogs and pizza was for who? Trafficking over the border was for who?
Not listened to her before. This is my first time. I like to kind of like give a a live reaction, but she mentioned pizza and hot dogs. I mentioned that to you guys that I want to get into pizza and the hot dog and chicken, and if you know what those terms mean. And I have seen so many traffic victims who were children who confirm these terms that are used in these types of things.
Child Protective Services is your supplier. Is anybody going to talk about that? The immigrants that are coming across the border, that all those kids that they were just scooping up out of boats and out of the water, they're now coming in and they're throwing them right into the system. Aurora, Colorado, Springfield, Ohio. Where do you think all those kids are going?
Think about, there's been thousands of illegal immigrant children that have been lost by the system. They don't know where they are. And think about it, they don't really have anyone looking out for them or questioning, and they're not, publicly documented, so they can go into the system and disappear. And you never see, no one is the wiser. And I have heard about child protection services doing this type of stuff, is kind of like a rumor, but more people are now saying that they are involved.
This ain't about an election anymore. Y'all know that, right? The election is canceled. Because everybody that you love, you don't live in the world you think you do. Everybody that you think is not guilty is about to show you who they really are. I've been screaming for years. So now, if you see me over here trying to live a normal life and tying up loose ends as justice, mind your fucking business. Or don't. Or don't. We were followed the night that Diddy was arrested. I left a place that I was in, minding my own business, finally trying to stop for a second and get my life back. And you know what? I'm not even upset about that. I'm upset about the fact that I have to walk back into this place and I have to tell you all goodbye. So if you know who I am and you know me as Justice, you know I'm about to walk into this building and tell you I gotta go. Nobody ever thinks about the victims. Nobody. The victims' lives get turned around when the predators' lives want to just get announced. You slap them on the wrist and you bring up every source of trauma for the victim. But nobody wants to stop and think about that. We're not talking about the victims that are still going through the shit right now with other people who are running to cover their ass and deleting their social medias. Pink, Megan Fox, Tyra Banks, Steve Harvey. Why you running? You know what a part of me feels like? You know what? Good, run. Because then you get to see how it feels to have to jump and throw everything that you give a damn about away for 2 seconds. Get a moment of peace for not a damn moment. Not a moment of peace. You take it and you run with it because you're happy about the peace. But then you see how it feels when they get shaky. You see how it feels when the world is a little quiet, like, oh, my superstar, my idol. What about the victims? Our PTSD lives on every damn day that they did what they did. But it's only talked about when it's trending. We got legal evidence to drop. I just don't know what's the point. Yeah, I was at a Diddy party. I was one of the party favors. But I told you, nobody tells on Diddy. Maria Z, I did that interview in 2021, 7 months ago. We made sure, I already knew that Diddy and Oprah is about to get arrested. I already knew that 7-8 months ago. We went and made sure there were sworn documents. We have them. When we went to Colorado for the A to Z event, we had a lot of legal evidence that we made sure we already had because we knew a list of people were about to get got. You can't run for that long. I'm just shocked we're finally seeing the day. So thank you so much for listening. We got to go and tie up some things and then we'll be back. But we got to move because we don't want to be sitting ducks. Not that that does anything. It just disturbs our peace one more time and it's bullshit. I'm not the only one. There are too many victims. Victims that you don't even know their name. Victims that you'll never hear their laugh. Victims that you'll never know who the hell they were because everybody was so busy bouncing to their music. Didn't I tell you? Music is a diary. Are you now figuring that out? If you're listening, it's one thing when you hear it and you feel it. When you feel it, you can actually hear it. When you hear it, you can actually feel it. Do you understand that their music is their diary? All these rappers, they're telling you what they did. The music, it's telling you what they did. The comedy and the art is a reflection of life. I got a reflection of life for you. And not that I did. Who to give it to, I don't know. And if you're trying to come towards me right now thinking that, hey, maybe she'll testify against what?
I don't trust none of y'all.
Testify against who? Testify against the same corrupt justice system that's not doing a damn thing for anybody?
Let's be clear. You federal prosecutors, you have video surveillance from Diddy's house from 2008. Look in that 2008, 2010 span, you'll find her video there. You want to send it over, she'll say, yeah, that's me. Then you can do what you can do, but otherwise we're not messing with you. I don't trust none of y'all. I see what you did to Trump. A lot.
I see what you do to everybody. Everybody. It doesn't matter who you are. Ask me if you've ever gotten a fair trial for any damn thing. Is there justice for you? No. Ask me why I'm going by justice right now. Because I understand that. I get it. My bones will never be the same. My heart will never be the same. My soul will never be the same, but I'm still sitting here. So I'll still continue to try to do what I can do. To be a voice for my friends that are no longer here and for the kids who don't have a voice right now while everybody is too busy running towards the adults. Running to comfort grown-ass men that you know are wrong. Everybody, no, not that black man. No, that can't be true. No, he can't be having satanic rituals. No, there's no way. Yeah, there is. And now you see. So now what you gonna do about it? Still, here we are. With everybody, I want evidence, I want evidence. You got it. Now what you gonna do?
Those parties involve children. The media is making it sound like
they don't
it was
just involve
adults.
children. They involve animals. The adults who are swearing up and down, I left at 1 o'clock in the morning.
You shouldn't have been there in the first place.
You
You're
shouldn't have been there.
disgusting.
And on top of that, if you knew that there were children coming in after a certain hour, why the hell didn't you say anything until right now?
Coward.
All these people, I knew he was crazy. So you guilty. I told you everybody guilty. You're guilty. Get that shit straight. I don't care who it is that's saying, I left at 1 o'clock in the morning. Because why? Because why? You covered your ass.
Denzel, you a damn liar. Lecrae, you a damn liar.
And now we're gonna delete like tweets like that's gonna help anybody? No, we cannot run to another country. No, we cannot fake our own death. No, there's nothing we can do but continue to keep on kicking. And at this point, you better make sure that if you go to do something to me or my mama, we've already made that talk.
Don't miss.
Right here. Okay? Because I'm tired of being your puppet. So, we'll post what we need to post soon. We'll be back soon.
You people that are listening, that are angry right now at the things that have gone on to the children, you guys need to rise up and you need to start demanding that all these depositions and information gathering, that needs to be made public. They need to stop hiding that behind closed doors.
Demand the media. Demand from the media. Because why are we doing another Epstein? Why are we doing another Epstein? You know damn well Diddy didn't kill himself. Let's just do that now. We know that. Okay, everybody's clear? Yeah, we know Diddy didn't kill himself.
You need to hold everybody's feet to the fire, and this stuff needs to be transparent. It needs to be seen. There needs to be nothing going on behind closed doors. It needs to be made public.
It's been enough of closed doors. It's been enough. It's been enough since I was even a thought of. It's been enough since I was 3 months old. It's been enough before me. It's been enough of the bullshit doors. It's been enough.
Why she was in foster care, and she's talking about since she was 3 months old. I don't know that situation. I don't know if her mother, for whatever reason, she could not have her child, or maybe the mother was on drugs. I don't know, but she seems to be staying with her daughter now. But again, children raised in, with parents who have allowed, who are choosing themselves, their drugs or whatever circumstance over, over anything else. But also they talk about child protection services where they take children from parents that don't need to be taken. Okay, so it's not always, oh, these parents did something. A lot of times, they look for reasons to remove a child from a home because they're looking to get them involved. I don't know. I don't know, but she called out child protection, but I just wanted to put that note out there because I know some of you are thinking about it because I did.
Child Protective Services, you next. Where are they getting these supplies of kids? Ask them. I'm sick of covering for everybody. Kill me. I dare you. You tried all my life and I'm still sitting here. That right there proves who my God is. So you can continue because at least I know where I'm going. And when I get there, I can talk to my friends. Really can. I got a bone to pick with Jesus. But I got to talk to him. It's fine. It's fine. And yes, my pinky's broken. For those who keep circulating this picture of this girl with a broken pinky, yeah, my pinky's broken. It was broken at 12 years old when I tried to fight back and that didn't work. So there's a lot of parts of my body that pops and locks and shit because a lot of people started tying me up and I'm really small. If you've ever met me, I'm really, really small. So people used to use me a lot for baby jobs. So people used to use me a lot for party favors. That party favor that I was on the table, I wore wigs too. So if you want to turn those videos around, I have a wig on for some of those. But yeah, my pinky's broken. And so is my toe pinky. There's a reason for that.
If you're a truther, you need to look up party favor effect as it relates to Diddy's freak-offs.
This is not just one problem. This is decades worth of an issue. You know that, right? Decades. He's one of millions. The party's just been going for forever, and everybody just got there. Hello, and thank you for those who are like, I've been sitting with you this whole time and I believe you. Thank you. You have no idea how much y'all mean to us. There ain't no money there's no price that anybody could put on that to say unconditionally, I believed you since the beginning. Thank you. Because that shit has been my whole entire life. That's all. I don't need any money. I want to go to school. I really want to go to school. It's not even about graduating. It's about the fact that it's the principle of the thing. I can say I did it because all my life I've been illiterate and I've just been a slave and I can do all that. No, I could go to school. I could be a grown-ass woman and I am a woman of my word. I'm a choreographer and I love kids even though I can't have kids. So if you have met me in this time, I thank you for spending the time that you have with me. Because now that you see all this stuff on Twitter, and now that you see all this stuff on social media, you've met the real me. You've spent time with the real me. You know that I would do anything to keep a child safe. You know that I would do anything to have some peace. So if you have met me in this time, under the name of justice, you now have gotten to know me. So whatever you see on social media, thank you for making that decision to say, I've seen this and I've seen this And now you can use your brain to see the truth. So, we'll be live soon. And we'll also be dropping an affidavit soon. I don't know what's supposed to come from that. I don't even care. It is what it is. So, all insurance holders on standby, please, because I have a feeling this shit is not going to end.
You know the drill.
We're at the starting line of all kind of bullshit again. Hopefully it's not going to pause. Hopefully we're not going to stop. Hopefully it's not going to be a slap on the wrist and then he kills himself and then he sit in the jail cell and everybody goes back to putting their head in the sand. Hopefully people understand that this is not about an election because the election is canceled because everybody is on the list. Let me tell you something. They make sure in those parties that they have blackmail evidence. So if they go down, they taking everybody down with them. I pray to God that this is the day. I pray to God that this is the time, because all the victims deserve some type of justice, and it's just a matter of taking accountability and somebody saying, we are fucking sorry that we didn't hear you guys forever ago. There are people who are dead. There are babies who have lost their lives because nobody was listening. And now everybody, I want to listen. You are late. You're fucking late. I'm glad we're here, but you're late. See y'all soon.